Blocktail's Demo 5 might be the best chapter yet, and Riffic quietly brings back a forgotten, yet game-defining mechanic. Now, for most of the game, progression is based around two things: combat and puzzles. And your choices don't change anything outside of dialogue. It's a set story that you're forced to follow every single time. But the only real exception is all the way back in Demo 1, where you can save Jim or leave him to die, rewarding the player for making the right decision. But in Demo 5, player's choice returns. When confronting Rober, you end up in his courtroom, where you're forced to prove yourself innocent to continue. Now, in this place, players get complete freedom to decide what they want to say, and many of the dialogue options are complete mistakes that, if you make too many of them, you'll be found guilty, and a bad ending is played where Builderman is never found, and the Illumina is utilized to destroy the world. And without someone that can harness the power of all the 7 swords, it's already doomed from the beginning. Additionally, if you save the civilians, Reginald recognizes this at the end, rewarding you with praise, a badge, and a gold bar for all your efforts. However, if you neglect them, he outs you, getting nothing outside of the Wind Force. Brad also appears, but only if you go out of your way to cure him from his transformation, creating a nice surprise encounter for helping Nathaniels. Additionally, if you decide to enter their home after these events, you get to talk with Brad and understand why he acts so aggressively by understanding his tragic past with his mother. It's not much, but it shows that your actions are starting to matter again. And the developers stated that players' decisions, like blowing up the sleeping guard or leaving Jim, could have negative consequences on the story going forward. But how would these consequences affect the game in later updates? Now, there's several key elements that could be greatly altered by past decisions, but by far the most important ones would be the perception of the main character and the trajectory of the story. Now, I'm going to start off with the main character, and he's gone through a lot. And with that, he's met multiple different side characters and NPCs, and each of them are bound to see him in a different way. They could see him as a positive, a negative, or a suspicious viewing on the protagonist. Demo 5 really introduces this idea of unique perceptions. No one has ever opposed or doubted the player's journey and his good faith, aside from those corrupted by the sword's visions. But with the Council's addition, they aren't so quick to trust a stranger with the Wind Force. Reginald is a key example of this. He is extremely aggressive towards us and believes we simply want the power of their sacred treasure, and that we're nothing more than a petty thief. Like him, the Council do not trust the player, believing we are manipulative and negatively influencing Cassie for our own personal gain. It takes the player to save the entirety of the world and its kingdom and its queen for them to finally acknowledge our heroism. This next part has so many potential possibilities, and the story varying based on past decisions gives so much room for creativity and so much room for unique ideas, since it would open the door to completely different locations, characters, or even endings, giving players so many more reasons to replay the campaign, to see alternate outcomes, new characters, and just overall have a completely new environment. For the entirety of the game's development, the developers have been forced to move in one direction for the story, and leaving all concepts behind, even if they were good or bad. They were forced to be just simply scrap content. This would be a lot of work to implement back into the game, and could potentially alter many aspects of the existing game and its story, which would be extremely time consuming. And looking what happened with Chapter 3 and how much everybody hated it, it's a big gamble. But the amount of content would shoot up astronomically as a result, being a sort of double-edged sword. Overall, I believe that this update has the potential to greatly improve the entirety of Block Tales in every single area, giving the players more lore, unique characters, and endings, making the story feel much more alive, and consequences we make would feel real and impactful, and would remind us of what we did early on, and we'd have to atone for these mistakes. Hey, maybe in Demo 6, you'll have to face your mistakes head on, literally. Thank you so much for listening to the entirety of this video. I really do hope you enjoyed. I love making these kind of videos, and if you want me to make more videos where I'm talking and less just simple gameplay, let me know. I also like putting these little skits together where it's my character moving around, going for these different areas to make you feel a lot more involved in the video. I have a big project that it's gonna be very similar to this, but it's gonna be very helpful towards people that could be starting off in the game or think that they're completely done. I'm sure whoever you are, it'll be essential to being able to replay the game, come back, and have more things to do. So look out for that. Maybe subscribe if you want to figure out when that's going to come out. With that being said, thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.